Howdy, this is Dane with Round Rocks Fly Fishing. You'll have to trust me on that because you can't see me right now, but today I'm going to tie a couple little midges just to show a couple easy techniques to tie 22s, 20s, small midges. I'm going to be doing a class in a couple of days, and this will help the class out also, so I'm going to start with a size 22 hook, and I don't know if this is going to show up on screen, but it's a Daiichi 1140 size 22. At the end of this video, you'll laugh at how I got this to focus. My camera isn't the best here. But we're going to start by tying. This is a fly that my partner here at Round Rocks came up with in order to fish the Weber, one of our local rivers here in Utah. And this is probably the simplest fly out there, which is why it makes such a great midge. I'm going to tie this today with just a little bit of rainbow dubbing to make it simple. Normally, I would probably mix a few different things. This is a rainbow scud dubbing. I like to add a little sparkle and that type of thing to my flies, but I'm going to make this one simple. Just use a rainbow scud dubbing. Got it from Wapsi. Anybody can, any place that carries Wapsi should be able to get it in. Now with this fly really only has two things, dubbing and string to it. Real simple. We're going to start by wrapping forward just to catch the tips of the dubbing in there. As you start to wrap back, we're going to twist that dubbing nice and tight. That's so we can control the thickness of this. You want to kind of build a body as you work your way back. Just a little bit bigger body. Now as you get to the curve of the hook, we're going to take off the rest of the dubbing. Leaves just a little bit, enough to finish off the curve of the hook. Whenever I don't have finished off, I'm going to pull in the back because I want this to be darker. And we're going to wrap the thread forward here and give it just a little bit of a segment. I'm going to tie the head off. And we purposely want to build up just a little bit of a head. I want the head to be darker than the rest of it. And this isn't the darkest thread out there. Probably could have used a black or a darker brown, but this will work. But you want the head to stand out just a little bit. Small dark head with a little segmented body in the back. As simple as you get. Thread and dubbing. A size 22 should be pretty easy with that. Just thread and dubbing. Now, we're going to get a little more complicated, but still keep it simple enough that you can do on a size 22. This one is mostly thread dubbing also, but in this case we're going to use a little bit of wire in addition. So first, again, wrap the thread all the way back and wrap it to where the hook starts to bend. Let's drop my scissors there. We're going to add a little piece of wire here. Now this is small copper wire. I'd probably be better off with brassy, but small is what I have on me now, so that's what we're going to use. Just going to start by wrapping that down. Want to make sure we cover all of the hook and the copper completely, and wrap just a little bit back onto the bend of the hook. Not too far down. Wrap it all the way forward to the eye. And we're going to add the segment. The copper stands out nicely on the black, but you could use red. You could use a black on red thread. You could use copper and olive, which olive and copper works really well on any fly. There's a lot of different things you could use here, depending on what you're trying to mimic. And a bright green with a black rib or a silver rib works really nice. Now, you can cut this off. I prefer to break it myself. Learned that from Davey McPhail. I gotta give credit to him. He is an incredible tyer. I've learned a lot from. If you haven't seen Davey McPhail, look him up. He's got a ton of videos on YouTube. Now we're going to glue this. In this case, I don't know if this comes in, but we're going to use a UV Knot Sense by Loon. They also make UV glues for fly tying, but not only do I not have any right now, this is a whole lot cheaper. And just a little bit of glue there. And the nice thing about the UV Knot Sense, it dries when you want it to. You just put the UV on it. And again, they have a fancy bright UV light available through Loon, but in this case I'm using just a cheap ice fishing black light. It takes a little bit longer, but it works just fine. Alright. Now, as it is, you could fish this. If I had added a little weight on the top of that, it's basically kind of a zebra midge at this point. We're just going to add a little bit of dubbing at the top. Now in this case, I'm not going to use just any old dubbing. I am going to use some CDC. Just a single CDC feather. I've ripped all the little fibers off. I'm going to roll those on just like dubbing. Doesn't roll on quite as nicely as dubbing, but it does roll on. And once you get it on the fly, it looks really, really nice. doesn't want to cooperate. You can also use a dubbing loop, which may be simpler, I don't know. This works just fine. It just seemed to take a little bit longer to get started. Seem to be crowding my eye already here, but crowd your eye back up just a little bit. Start at a higher place. Tough as that is to get on, it is that effective, and it definitely is worth it. Just going to try a half hitch first there. It helps to have just a little bit of a nail for this to help pull the material back away from the eye. You wanted to pull forward there. Alright, we're just going to tie this off. Stays away from the eye there. And there we go. Little teeny midge. That CDC floats incredibly well. You can see I've made up a few of these here. They float really, really nice right in the film. You can't see them, so you got to tail it behind something you can see or just feel it, but they are incredibly effective. Tied in multiple colors. Alright, I don't have much room left on this video, so we're going to stop this for now, but there's a couple fairly simple little midges. I'm going to go see if I can edit this up real quick, and I will see you on the next video. Oh, you will like to see this. This is a little bit humorous here, at least to me. Take this off of I had to put this behind a magnifying glass in order to get that little size 20 midge to show up on camera. Didn't want to work very well. Anyway, see you on the next video.